he's British. So he notices a thing that his videos that used to be getting a certain amount of views are now no longer getting those views. And that switch coincided with the Rogan stuff and a few other things like a couple of weeks ago. But he mentioned it recently because he was like, hey guys, this is why I've switched up the content, because people were in the comments like, why'd you switch your content?
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, they could, I feel like everybody's trying to move towards short form content because we live in a society where people literally will give you 5 seconds of their time. And if you don't catch them in those 5 seconds, then you've lost them. Because I've like put out TikTok videos where it's like good information and it's still like 20 seconds and they'll completely flop and they'll put something out that is so stupid and doesn't help anybody, gets 5 seconds and gets like 50,000 views and like 1,000 shares. So exactly. I just feel like nobody values information if you can't give it to them in like 5 to 10 seconds. So I think that's what YouTube is trying to move towards. And nobody cares. There's like so much information being thrown at your face 24/7 that people, I feel like now are just wanting to watch like funny stuff or something that just kind of is like brain numbing. Nobody wants to.
Oh, for sure. It makes it easier to exist when you don't have to worry about all the messed up things that are going on.
So that's probably why his stuff is not doing well.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was odd. That's all.
It is. And we'll never know.
Did your reel or TikTok where you were like, am I TikTok famous yet? And you're doing a stupid voice. Did that one pop off or that didn't pop off?
That one didn't pop off. I had one pop off like a week ago. It was just like me walking on a treadmill, like talking or making fun of like when we're on our like periods and how like we want to walk, but we.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. That was funny.
And that one like did well. And I was like, really? The one that took 10 seconds to make does that, but the one I spent like an hour making and like writing a freaking idea for and everything doesn't do well. So I'm like, this is what we're working.
It doesn't make sense. No, but like I've had reels for the soccer one. Like I have one that had like 20 something thousand views, and then a very similar one have like 5,000 views, and then another one have like 1,000. And I'm like, this makes no sense, because I made sure after the one got 21,000, I was like, I'm putting the exact same hashtags in the next one to see like if that works. And then it didn't do the same. And I was like, nobody actually understands. It's like we're being ruled by an algorithm that nobody understands.
Exactly. And I wish there was like more feedback other than like the number of times it was shared, the number of times it was saved, like why people stayed on and watched that one versus not. And
that would be hard data to get though, because you'd have to ask them.
Yeah,
and people will just click off the survey. It's like when you on a YouTube video and the ad is a YouTube survey, how many times have you actually filled it out? The answer is none.
I know. But it's interesting because what does well on Instagram does not do well on TikTok and vice versa. Like Instagram still very much wants like the polished product and TikTok doesn't, because I'll take the same reel and just put it into TikTok and it'll flop. And then I'll make the same idea, but just like on my phone with just the text that TikTok likes, and it'll do well. So it's just like, you got to just play along or like play with it and see what.
What about YouTube Shorts? Do you do that also or no?
I have not. I stopped doing YouTube, one, because I wasn't enjoying doing it in Arabic. Which is pretty stupid because I was gaining a lot of traction and people were like still messaging me like, hey, are you going to still do YouTube?
I remember that you popped off. I was kind of mad low key because you had started your channel like a year after mine. And like in 3 weeks, you had triple the subscribers that I did. And I was like, what the hell? I know it's different content and totally unrelated. I was like, what the fuck?
I know. I remember you saying that. You were like, yeah, you've only been on YouTube for like 3 weeks and you have double the numbers. But I wasn't enjoying doing it in Arabic, so I don't know if I'm going to go back to it and just like restart it in English, or I don't know. Yeah, YouTube takes a lot of time that I don't really have right now, and like just editing. And I was finding that I wasn't having fun doing it because I was going with the idea of like, we're vlogging, and it's like I'm not enjoying what I'm doing because I'm in front of a camera trying to make it like fun and entertaining for whoever's watching, but I'm not getting to enjoy what I'm doing. So It's a very thin line. I'm trying to figure it out, but YouTube's a beast right now. So I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with it at the moment.
Vlogging's a weird one because I had like, so I was doing it for the indoor season.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 2/3 the way through the season, I made a conscious, we had 2 games, both were at home and we needed wins. And I was like, I'm not going to do it this week because I need to not be worrying about video. I need to be worrying about the game.
Yeah.
And then we lost to Nova 8-7, who ended up winning it all. And that was the tightest game that they've been played all year. Like they went 12-0. Like the team, their team is just good. Like they played in the US Open Cup against Richmond Kickers on Wednesday and only lost 1-0. Like they're a solid squad, but they ran through everybody. Like they beat some team 24-4 and like all sorts. So they beat us 8-7, and then we won the day after 14-2. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this again until semifinals. And the reason I was doing it in semifinals is because we were playing in the Baltimore Blast Arena up at Towson, and it was like an actual arena rather than just like the field house. And then I didn't do it. I didn't do it for the finals again.
Yeah, it just takes like the fun and out of what you're doing. You get distracted, and then you're like, oh, I should have gotten that shot. Oh, I should have put it over the camera over here. And it's like, no, I don't love it that much.